Hello and welcome to Creeper World 4 custom map, the Aquarium. This is a map that I made, and in this video I'm going to show you how to get through the first 10 minutes of this map. It's a very challenging map because it starts out with about 3.5 million creeper, and there are 372 stash units and all the standard units in the middle as well. So it's a very impressive amount of creeper inside of a little tank that slowly degrades over time. An important thing to note at the very beginning is that it's surrounded by walls, and each wall lasts for approximately 1 minute. So there are 9 walls deep, so approximately 8.5 to 9 minutes is how long this wall will survive. If we do absolutely nothing, well, it'll eventually get out and spread everywhere on the map. And obviously we don't want to do that because there's a whole mission to play. All right, so to avoid, I want to organize this by tips and avoid spoilers. And so when you feel like you're comfortable enough, I highly recommend just stopping the video and going and playing the mission for yourself. But for those who are having difficulties, I wanted to make this video. The first big tip that I want to present is pause. Just pause the game on a regular basis to be able to plan out your next move. And we start the game paused, so nothing's happening on the clock. It's totally paused, and we can do everything that we need to do at the very beginning of this mission. So I'm gonna plop down the Rift Lab, approximately about here is pretty good, and then I'm gonna start towering where I can. And this is not everybody knows how to do this, but if you click and hold and you drag, you can draw a line of things and whatever your current unit that you got selected is, you can just kind of really quickly draw out a whole bunch of towers or units or whatever and be able to not have to click a zillion times. It's just a nice, neat little shortcut that I saw somebody doing somewhere along the line, and I'm like, oh, I didn't know I could do that, and that's pretty cool. Anyway, so that may help some people out with speed up of getting up and running. The next thing I build are a couple pylons in each direction because I want that high-speed energy network. If you haven't used pylons before, pylons are really useful for getting energy. So I'm just kind of building out a few pylons here to kind of as far as I think I can get to on the map and not lose any units. Some people are very particular about not losing any units in a map, and so I'm just doing what I'm pretty confident that I can do in the time frame available. So I'm going to go ahead and go where I think, roughly based on all my gameplays of this map, as being the map maker, I know my map pretty well. I would certainly hope I know my own map pretty well. And so, we start off with basically energy. That is the main thing that you want to focus on at the very beginning of this map. As much energy as you can possibly get your hands on. And that is, and you're going to see why very, very soon, why that is a necessity. So we've gone over there. I'm going to come back over here and do some more building of energy bits and just kind of build up to roughly where I think I can get to before the creeper exits the tank. And that I think I can hold as well without losing any units. So it's a combination of things. All right, still towering. And you'll note I haven't even started moving the clock. I'm just planning out a bunch of towers. planning out my energy network right up front. And we have the time available. We know we've got 9 minutes before anything like serious happens, at least with regards to what's going, with regards to the 3.5 million creeper that's in the tank. So we have a significant amount of gameplay time available. All right, and I have laid out a okay energy network. I'm sure there's room for improvement somewhere in there. Yeah, it's not as, you know, the OCD among us are probably like, wow. I can go there. Okay, the next thing I need to do, though, is lay down a couple of terps. And then I'm going to do something unusual with them. I'm going to ERN them and set them to nearest first. So they will focus on this area here first. So this area here is where I can lay down miners and get a big energy boost. But it's pockmarked with a lot of little hills and stuff. There are two options that I can go with. I could raise the terrain, or I could lower the terrain. It's actually faster to lower the terrain than to raise it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of go along the edge here and expand it just a smidgen, and then do the same thing on this side. Just kind of a little bit of an expansion here, and then it kind of gently come up over here, and there we go. That looks pretty good. And then enlarge it so we can move a little bit faster on this area here. Just kind of taking care not to go too crazy. And all right, and that terraforming is ready to go. If I had to raise the whole thing, I mean, it would change the vast majority of this area. So there's a lot less to lower than to raise. All right, everything for the initial setup is set up, so we're gonna start the mission, and we get our first ADA log. Well, our sensors are still out, but we've managed to just land on whatever random world this is. Let's see what awaits us. Drop the re-entry heat shield. Heat shield lowers and the commander looks out the window. Holy creeper, bat boy! We're gonna need some big guns. I've got my big guns right here. The most annoying scientist in the galaxy suddenly appears on screen in a pre-recorded message. Today he is using his squeaky voice. Welcome to the aquarium. I am Dr. Ajay, and this is my special facility for studying various creeper entities in their natural habitat. Primary shields have failed. Tank structure collapsing. This message will now repeat. Welcome to the aquarium. Red alert! Shut that thing off! Beep, boop, boop, beep, boop, boop. The klaxons start blaring, woo, woo, and the welcome message shuts off. Everyone get to work! All right, let's command and conquer this! Soldier, yes sir! You're on KP duty this evening for those bad puns. Report to the mess! Yes sir! Thank you sir! Well worth it, sir! It's so goofy. I love this story. It took a long time to make, and it's fun to read. All right. Anyway, on to the mission. And our energy network is up and running, and it's definitely we're seeing red. We're in the red, pretty good. But it's getting there. I mean, it'll build out. It'll come back, and we're already starting to see a little increase here. It's coming up. And yeah, so we're gonna have to wait a bit. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna speed it up and move forward a little more quickly. And we get our second piece of ADA log as part of our little expedition here onto this world. The sign says, in case of emergency, pull AC breaker. This certainly seems like an actual emergency. Soldier, yes sir! Pull it! Yes sir! The air is instantly filled with the putrid smell of rotten eggs as the AC breeder starts operating. Ah, gross! Oh, why did I open my mouth? It tastes like used diapers. Blech. AC starts pouring out. Commander, don't give me a tissue. It's yeah, I just love this. It's so good. It's so good. All right, moving along. Ah, oh man. Okay, so our energy network is slowly expanding, and we're getting there. Oh, we're about to go green. We're getting to the point where we're about to cross over, and not quite there. Not quite there yet. Oh, I almost forgot to do something very important. I need factory and ERN port. There we go. And while we're at it, might as well pull in some more ERNs. There we go. And our energy is doing pretty good. So while we have some bonus energy available, I'm also going to plop down a few snipers here, which will come in handy soon enough. And we'll give you an ERN as well. There are 9 total ERNs in this mission, and I'm actually a little bit behind of where I want to be, but yeah, it's no big deal. I'm not having too many issues here with that. I'm going to go ahead and tower down just to kind of get a head start on towering down here. And let's just kind of go boop and boop, and that'll do the trick right there on that side. And then we're gonna come over here, and right there is pretty good. Maybe not. I don't really want to go out that far. I think I'm okay there. All right, moving along. We are, oh, the Terps are up, and they're starting to adjust the terrain. Doing their job. Okay, and then we got some AC on the breeder. Okay, and now it's going pretty crazy here. Yeah, I like to flatten the AC so that I can actually see what I'm doing. The other important thing to do is come along these walls and disable AC blocking so that the AC can get through and start attacking the creeper. Very important thing to do. And we are done doing that very important task. We are 1.5 minutes in. The first wall collapsed, and we're getting some interesting patterns up on the creeper. And it's doing its thing, and we're doing our thing. We're just kind of going along as quick as possible to maximize our energy network. Okay. Most of our pylons and energy network is up. There's just a few things left to do over there. Oh, we just crossed the 2-minute mark. And getting a lovely tic-tac-toe board on the creeper up here. Now you will note that I have built no offensive units yet. I'm 2 minutes into the game and I haven't built a single offensive unit. The goal is energy, 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 energy. All right, now we have some space to build out a clean expansion to our energy network here. And we can start building miners. These are going to give us a whole lot of energy very quickly. And I kind of want to go here. Okay. Oops. Yeah, I have to do that manually. Ah, I messed up. Okay. Well, that'll get us a nice good start here on those. Yeah. So, build out some more miners. Might as well just go ahead and... Okay, there we go. Yeah. And now I'm going to do something that is really helpful for even more energy, is to use the ERNs to power the miners. Get a big boost of energy on the miners from doing that. At least the ones that they're attached to. And we're coming up on a few minutes in here, and we'll just build out a whole bunch of miners very quickly. Okay. Uh-oh. Rot-rows. Oh no, I goofed on this. Nuts. Well, yeah, see, that's why I have to do this right. If I don't do it right, and I get in trouble, I have to go fix it. All right. Yeah. Lost a miner there because I did the wrong... Oh, I almost goofed on that, too. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it doesn't matter. That one's okay. I don't have to be OCD. I want to maximize this space that I use for this, and we are almost there. Just need to do that there, and I think we got it pretty well set up here. All right, hang on. Yeah, whatever. I destroyed it. Yeah. That was a whoops. My bad. Building a bunch of miners here. Lots and lots of miners. Oh, I really messed that up. All right. But as you can see, our energy is doing really good. I'm almost done building all the miners that I can build. And I didn't do too bad on this build. And since we've got some energy overhead, let's go ahead and build, while we wait, build our 2 airports that we're allowed to build. And our 10 bombers. Okay. Now we're coming up on the 4-minute mark. And I think you'll notice something has not been done. Something very important that I will show in 10 seconds of in-game time. Here we go. Miners are finalizing here. And we are now 4 minutes into the game. Okay. So as you can see, these units, they're happy little creatures, and they think they can't get outside of the aquarium, so they don't even try. They're in captivity, and so they don't think they can get out, and so they're just kind of hanging around here. If you played it the first time and you were like, I need to build all kinds of defensive stuff, yeah, the actual defensive stuff is, well, you're defending against 3.5 million creeper. Oh, 3.3 million. I keep saying 3.5. It's actually 3.3 million. Whatever. But our energy network is up, and now we are ready to build everything else that we need to win this map. To win the mission. All right, so I'm going to build all 10 of my allowed berthas. I'm going to need all 10 berthas. You will see in just a bit that I need it. All right, so that's there. And then this part is fun. Okay, I'm going to click and hold and press the right arrow key on my keyboard and basically go to the other side of this. And I am laying down a whole ton of mortars all at once on the map. Might as well do this side too while I'm at it. Might as well. And I might as well do this side as well. Why not? And we'll stick one right there. Oops. Yeah, I went a little farther than I'm comfortable with going on that side. All right, cool. Okay, and then these guys are done. So I don't need to hold on to the ERN. And I can give the ERN to a couple of miners and boost my energy even more, because I'm gonna need it. Oh yeah, here we go. Look at all those mortars being built. We're only hurting a little bit for energy, not too much. We're hanging in there pretty good. And now we deficited just a teensy bit. It's really not that bad. And yeah, all right. Cool. And now the mortars are firing away. Neat. Okay. Now for the next piece of fun. I'm going to build a second layer of mortars behind the first layer of mortars. This is a little bit tricky, but there we go. Everything else is still being built. Airports are coming up. Berthas are coming up. And it doesn't look like these mortars are doing a whole lot yet, but oh, we just crossed the 5-minute mark. We can see a slight difference along the edge here, but it's really not a whole lot yet. I mean, there's some difference in height, but there's still a ton of creeper. Our energy is doing okay. Not great, but okay. Still hammering away at the creeper. That wall, that giant wall of creeper. And coming up on 6 minutes. So let's see here. Can I see anything exciting yet? Not yet. Not yet. Oh, and we just crossed the 6-minute mark. Okay. Now things are getting a little dicey. A little bit dicey. Oh, we have control of the corner over here. Ooh. This corner and this corner are doing okay. Not great, but okay. Ah, aha. Look at this. We're starting to see some exposure. This is the part that is pretty fantastic. We have now officially secured this wall, this front wall here, because we've suppressed the creeper to the point that the wall is now being rebuilt on this side. So we don't have to concern ourselves with the front. All right, now that that's done, I can start preparing for the inevitable, which is a whole lot of creeper headed my way. And so how I do that is I'm just gonna build a lot of mortars, as many as I can over here, and just gonna build a few over there, that looks okay. It's not great, but it looks okay. And we'll build a couple here. Build some mortars here. There. You can't have too many mortars. You really can't have too many mortars. There's no such thing as too many mortars. It's just a matter of having the energy to build them. All right, that's good enough. And now we are, we're definitely in the red here, but we've secured the whole front of the tank, so we don't have to care too much right now. It's, we're holding our own at the moment. Oh, good, our Berthas are up. All right. Okay, we got air, we've got Berthas. We're going to do some interesting stuff. So right now, the creeper is kind of over here. Oh, I see something interesting. Just a moment. I'll get to the interesting bit in just a minute. I want to start using these units and start blowing away a bunch of the creeper here and just knocking it down and securing this corner pretty well before it manages to exit the tank elsewhere. So I'm gonna make good use of the Berthas right off the bat. Ooh, that's fun. I'll show some interesting things in just a moment because I see some really interesting stuff. Let's get these guys, and I need to get this over here somewhere. Gotta try to push back the creeper on this side. And I think that'll do it. Alright, resuming gameplay. Notice I keep pausing and resuming. That's a key aspect of this map, is to be able to precisely control. Oh yeah, I want to cover the important aspect of why I said, even though there are 9 walls, why it's really more like 8.5 to 9 minutes. That's because eggs can get stuck in between the wall segments and shorten the lifespan of the next segment down. So we can see here there were probably a couple of eggs hanging around here, and one of them, blew up because it was on empty ground. And so now it's shortened up this wall's lifespan here. So it's going to bust through right here pretty quickly in the next few minutes. Our energy isn't looking too great, but that's only because we're building all these crazy units here, and everybody's hurting for energy a little bit, but we don't have to worry too much. This area is definitely secure. And part of it is because of all of the AC that is along here. We can see this section has a lot of AC coming out, and this section doesn't. So this section's a little less protected. And now you see, I can't see any of my units. That's why I turn off the AC, so I can actually see what I'm doing as I play. And here we go. We're oh. And another reason to pause is so that you can deal with situations like, oh, that wasn't like fully inside of creeper, so it wouldn't be as effective when it finally decides to fire and gets enough energy to actually fire for the first time. All right. Oh, there we go. There are our first Berthas going off. Oh yeah, that is just beautiful. Look at that. That is just very nice. And now I think we've actually secured this whole section here pretty well. I don't have the next thing I need to have, which is I want a stash of mortars just on standby. Even though they can't attack anything right away, I want them pre-built and on standby so I can plop them in right when I need them, which I actually need some right now, and I don't have any on standby. So I'm a little as I said at one point, I'm a little behind where I'd like to be. So I'm building a bunch more here, and we're gonna get some units or some mortars over here on standby, and just kind of get those guys being built. Great. Alrighty. Yep, and see, you know, Creeper's been pushed back. Didn't have to care too much about the front. The front is definitely secure at this point. I hope you can see that. This front is completely secure. We have knocked off 1 million Creeper already, and before the wall has collapsed. But we are coming up pretty quick on this point where this area is a little bit dicey at the moment until the next time those Bertha's fire. Ooh, I need to get that guy nudged there, maybe kind of nudge this guy. I mean, we're coming up on the part where things get, oh, it did it to me. That happens all the time. I can't, like, sometimes I can double click and it'll select all of them, and sometimes double clicking doesn't select all of them. And I don't know why that happens. But anyway, so we're off to, as I said, I think we're in pretty good shape. Here we go. Here goes our second round of Birth of Fire. Yeah, that just secured that whole zone. Look at that. That is just gorgeous. Okay, now I need to move this up here. And yeah. And make yourselves useful, guys. Go attack some Creeper. Okay. Kind of move this up here. And you see I'm kind of like nudging and moving as just kind of moving the Berthas along a little bit here. I'm just trying to secure this whole zone so these guys don't get blown up when the Creeper finally exits the tank. And we're at the last little bits. Oh, but we do have a breakthrough right back here. There's a complete breakthrough. The Creeper's falling, getting through the back of the tank. There's a hole over there. And we're getting real close on this side as well, it looks like. So it's about to collapse. We're seeing some collapsing already taking place at the back. But soon everything that's red is going to go bye-bye. I'm happy with where everything's at the moment, so we'll just keep going forward a little bit here. Okay, I'm not so happy with where this is at. I need some security on that front. Oh, we have breakthrough on the right-hand side. Ooh. Oh yeah. Let's see if there's anything on the left. Oh yeah, there's a couple spots over here. Oh boy. Here we go. One more berth around right in here would be really handy. There we go. That's great. Okay. So now, move that into there. Move you, I don't know. Move you up here, maybe? I don't know. Actually, there is better. Let's move you up there, and then move you kind of there. Okay, now over here, I'm gonna move. I don't know. Kind of want to move you there. Let's move you there. Just want the Creeper to kind of go around these guys. I want it to go around these guys. So we're using the Berthas to basically create a giant wall of, nope, can't go here. You are not being allowed that. Okay. Proceeding forward. Proceeding forward. We're up to 185 eggs, and look at our energy. Our energy is really stable, so you know all of that energy is coming into play. Oh yes. I really need one more Bertha shot down here. One more would be great. Here we go. Woohoo! Oh yeah. Okay. Now we're on to we're on to phase 2 basically here. Oh, it did it to me again. Okay. Gotta do the select the airport and come here. And I like to put 2 berthas kind of on that point, and then we're gonna come up here and start securing this zone up here. Just kind of affording a nice line of defense. So the berthas can take out a large amount of creeper very quickly. This amount would overwhelm these poor little mortars. They'd be like, "Oh no, so much creeper! We can't fire fast enough." And so the berthas help. They're from a distance. They're just laying down a huge amount of suppression fire. Just kind of controlling the equation here. These guys are up. Nice. I can move them into position here and help secure this zone even more. And I can build another tower. Very nice. I feel good about that. Sorry, I just bumped the microphone. Okay. All right. Resuming. We are 9 minutes in. We're 9 minutes in. We're getting there. Actually, you know what? I want to move you up into there. I have a feeling I can actually do this pretty safely. I can move up a little bit. Not much, but enough to kind of give you the idea. So basically, I'm working my way up the sides, both the canyon here, in with the aquarium, as well as up on top on the far right and far left sides. And so I'm happy with where we're at the moment, and mostly happy. And the other thing is I nudge these as I see like possible problem areas that need to be addressed. Okay, this guy I would rather have probably actually that. And then you can move this in closer. I'm just making adjustments on the fly as I go along because this area is probably the most sensitive area. Boom. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. And we just had these guys land over here. Looking good. That looks pretty good. And the whole wall has collapsed at this point, and so the creeper is just going all over the place. I mean, it is just covering everything. And we're down to 1.5 million creeper just 10 minutes in. Basically, we're not 9.5 minutes in. We're coming up on the 10-minute mark. Oh boy. Okay, so here's where I want to make sure the closest stuff gets completely wiped out when this stuff goes off. A little nerve-wracking right here. Okay, there we go. Yeah. I think we're safe. I think we're pretty safe over here. And I may want to move that over there, and that over there, and that over there. Just kind of space them out a little bit more. And we should be getting another Bertha shot here in a moment. Just, there we go. Perfect. Push back all that creeper there. Very nice. Actually can probably tower up here just a little bit. I underestimated how far I could get. So in theory, I could probably maybe push just a smidgen. I'm a little cautious at this point because it's like, there's still a lot of creeper that's got to settle a bit. Oh, the other important thing that's happening right now as well. Well, you can't really tell what's happening, but there are these huge waves going outward. So eventually, if we play long enough, this area is actually decreasing pretty rapidly as this is pushing outwards. So there's an initial, like, because it's freed suddenly, it's it's basically whooshing outward, and then it'll kind of whoosh back to the middle a bit. So we just have to survive this initial crazy onslaught here. And we are 10 minutes in, so I want to let one more Bertha go here, just to show that that this area is basically secured now. And I probably can actually nudge that up. Look at that. I can probably actually do a little bit of this too, and move these guys into place. Okay, I'll just do one. One's plenty. Oh, there we go. And we're about to witness all of this basically getting blown away. If only for a few moments. It buys enough time for these guys to be able to do some more suppression on their own. And that's it. We made it through the first 10 minutes of this mission. And at this point, it's just a matter of just kind of making little adjustments and until the creeper gets low enough that we can start moving forward. And that is the start of the aquarium. I leave it to you to complete the mission.